welcome to the Backpacking Publishers Podcast. With me today is my co-host, Ben McAuliffe. What is going on, my friend?
Not much. Are you excited for this episode? Talk about gear and
yeah,
all that?
anytime we talk about weird stuff, I'm always excited. so what's the weirdest piece of gear that you actually bring on a backpacking trip?
Well, you know I bring a lot of gear, so it could be maybe the 4 shirts,
a lot of choices.
5 pants, but probably the long spoon is probably the one that like people might think's weird, but like I thought it was weird. I was like, I'm going to bring a long spoon, and then I would go and a lot of people had long spoons because when you're eating dehydrated food, what do you eat with the long spoon so your hands don't get sticky and stuff in there? So how about you?
So, okay, I would say like 70% of people who backpack regularly have the long spoon. That's from my experience.
So if you're listening, go on YouTube and can you comment? Because every time you do percentages, it's just like you make up percentages, and I want to know if it's right. So this one we'll have to figure out.
I'm trying to think of, and I don't mean new backpackers. I mean people who've gone for a few years. They've, like there's definitely some freeze-dried meals where they've figured out the packaging on that, but there's most of them, or a lot of them have not. So I've seen the long spoon is a thing, man. It's been a thing forever. So yeah.
I always thought it was weird, but and then I was like, I don't want to get my hands in there.
Yeah. It's not a bad answer. It's just kind of a boring answer.
I know. I mean, it's expensive. I mean, if you're going thrifty, you just go into Chipotle and get one of their free spoons, and just kind of use that, right?
I mean, you could. Yeah, I try to have a reusable one that I don't mind digging in there, so it's not a big deal for me. But yeah.
Just use your hands.
Just use or your face, whatever. If my dog's along, I just let her put her face in there and kind of finish it off. She loves it.
Have her go, and then you're just pulling the food off her face. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She figures it out. Yeah. I don't know that. Yeah. So I don't have. The only weird thing is what we brought on our last trip, which I think is going to be a staple, which is going to be the Jeopardy game board. So you can play Camp Jeopardy. That's pretty weird with all the note cards and the questions. And I guess I had the clipboard go along with that. It's pretty weird. So
yeah, and your phone to have all the playing.
That was just for the for the soundtrack category. That's not going to always be the case. But anyway, these aren't typical. I guess yours is a typical backpacking gear item. The ones that are on my list, though, these are things that I see popping up, whether it's like on social media, other advertisements, or I've just come across online. Is that true for you?
Yeah, one a person actually brought on our backpacking trip, and so I thought it was weird. And then a couple others were just kind of I saw online, and same thing where it was like, it's kind of weird. Like, why would you bring it? So yeah, I can't wait to discuss.
There's a couple things that I would consider. We'll have to talk about if we're actually buy some of these things, but. Anyway, this episode is brought to you by Enlightened Equipment. They do not have weird backpacking gear. They have ultralight custom quilts and jackets that can help you get your base weight down. So check them out at enlightenedequipment.com. So, before we jump in, also later on in the episode, there's a comment on a recent episode where one of our guests' dads commented on it, and it was interesting. Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Yeah.
So you got that?
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Bible verse of the episode, my friend. What you got?
All right. Romans 12:2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So we're talking about gear that probably isn't conformed to this world. What's one thing besides backpacking gear?
Gear that's not conformed to this world. That's a funny phrase. Right,
no, you're good. What's one thing you haven't conformed to in this world, Carl?
A lot of things. Dude, are you looking for social commentary here?
Yeah, I'm looking for something there's rumors you go to the bathroom backwards, you sit on the toilet backwards or something. So
I'll give you one scenario that happened tonight because it's at my daughter's orchestra concert, and they they had the middle school and the high school go middle school first and high school, and then after the middle school went, they're like, actually, middle school parents, you're dismissed. And that was kind of weird. So I was sitting towards the end of the row, and you have to stand up so that people could leave and kind of walk over you, basically. So three people like are climbing over me. They don't say anything. I'm like, do my best to get out of their way.
Because you didn't get up. You didn't come.
No, I got way out of their way. You know, like I'm tall, so it's like I'm in the way. So I go the extra mile, and they don't say anything. And I've noticed this is a trend. They don't say like excuse me or thank you or whatever, right? So I'm not conformed to the people who are rude. And then I'm not the person, at least in this case, who is snarky, who's like, you're welcome. I didn't do that either. So I don't know if that answers the question, but I'm not conformed to the rude on either end of that scenario. Is that a correct answer? Is that a good answer?
So you're saying the world is more, you're saying the world is more rude and we need more politeness.
It's gotten increasingly less friendly, and this could just be like, old man, get off my lawn moment. But yeah, I actually coach my students, like, what do you do when a trusted adult says hello to you? Like what's an appropriate response? We go over that.
And what's the appropriate response? Is it
like
saying
any
hello,
sort of greeting works, but like pretending like they're not there does not work. That's an incorrect response.
It's like, get off your phones. I know that's what we always say. It's like, our kids are good. They get
no, it's not even that. It's just like, they're still learning social skills. But
my son did that. We had a guy show up looking for me, knocked on the door, said, is your father home? And he goes, nope, and shut the door right on the guy. didn't like say anything like, oh, he's going to be back or he's over here or anything. Just immediately said no and shut the door.
How old is he?
I think he was like 14 at the time.
Yeah. So. Well, yeah, it's that same age range that I'm talking about. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's really funny. Oh my gosh. Do you have anything that you're not conformed to? Like, I mean, that was a rough question on the top of my head, man.
Yeah, no, I wasn't ready for it. I knew you were going to throw it back at me, but I still am not prepared. I think the same. Where I'm almost too friendly, where like people are getting upset, and I'm just like, let's just go with it. Like, it's okay, guys. Like, let's just chill. And so maybe
like so somebody's getting upset at you being friendly, and you're like, I will respond with more friendliness, and you need to chill. Like,
no, like people will be like getting mad. Like, say me and you are out hiking or something, and like something just ticks you off, and I'm like, dude, it's okay. Yeah. Like, let's chill. Like, I'm more the chill person. But then when I do get mad, it seems like I get a little more mad. Like, so
you rage. You get anger rage.
Yeah, it's just like, let's teach them a lesson.
All right, you ready for the weird backpacking gear items?
Yeah. You want me to start or you want to start?
Well, yeah, you can start. But what we said was, or what I suggested was, we start with like the least weird, and then we get increasingly weirder. Is that how you structured yours?
I just threw them in, so I'll skip around and figure it out.
So you ignored that suggestion. You're like, I've got.
I always, it's just a suggestion, Carl.
But okay, but if I don't make the suggestion and then we talk about it now, then you're like, oh, well, you didn't say that. So I'm trying to get ahead of things, and that doesn't seem to work either.
There's your angry old man coming out again. Yeah,
I don't know how to win.
I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do the order. I'll do the order.
What
I'll
you got?
stick
Number
to
one.
the rules. All right, my least weird item. It's kind of irony when you call it. It's the Ultralight backup towel, or a backpacking towel from Bogler Company. So, I mean, is it even like, can you call it ultralight if it's a towel and you're bringing a towel? Like, I've never heard of people bringing a towel.
Oh, really?
Ultralight hike.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because it's like, well, I'll just wear, I'll just use my sleeves or my shirt.
You sound like me talking about the buff right there.
Yeah. Right. Is that your number one item, I bet? Okay.
The towel, the pack towel has been around since I worked at REI back in the 90s. This is not a new thing.
No, I know it's been around.
Part of our episode is that says like that really exists, like as if we might surprise them with something. This is not a surprise. Yeah. Everybody's heard of the pack towel.
Well, I know they have, but it's ultralight. This one is the ultralight pack towel.
Okay, well, how much does it weigh?
I didn't check. Come on now.
All right. Well, I checked on mine, but like not all of the data was available for the ones that I had.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't even check because I thought it was just ridiculous. So, is that something you'd bring though? A towel? Like, that's why I think it's weird. Is like, why are we bringing? I don't know. I pack a lot. And I never have used a towel before on a backpacking trip.
It depends on what you're doing. If like you have, if one of your chores is dishes, then maybe if you if you do like a lot of backcountry, like jumping into lakes and that kind of thing, then maybe, because it does soak up. So it does actually do the job.
Right.
But not personally. I would never.
It's air drying. Yeah. That's what I thought. So,
yeah.
Okay.
So should you buy these? I would say no on that one. You'd say no?
I would say no. No. Has anyone bought one? I mean, obviously someone is, because they're still in the stores.
Right. No, yeah, I've seen them all the time. If you, I guarantee you, if you go into like somebody's gear closet that's like a veteran backpacker, or let's say you go to a garage sale, somebody's like selling all their old backpacking gear, you'll probably find one like at most of the time. Is my prediction.
Yeah, and some of them are like the cooling towels now. People bring to like stay cool, but
right. They were replaced about 10 years ago with the ShamWow. That's what people brought instead.
The ShamWow.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
I still remember going to the fair and watching those infomercials. So yeah.
I'm curious. Okay, this first one that I think it's weird because I've never seen this out on the trail, but I get pummeled with advertisements from this company, and they've actually even reached out to our podcast. I think they want to come on our podcast, but I don't think we're quite ready for that yet, because I don't know if these are like I don't know. They've got something in the works for backpacking, but they're called Haven Hammock Tents. Have you seen these?
Did you show them to me, or?
I think I did. I might have. Yeah, because they reached out to us. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was like, I'd bring that thing. It looks sweet. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like a hammock. It's
like
almost like an enclosed hammock tent where it has like a flat bottom, and so you could put like a pad down pretty easily. And I don't think even it's not designed to have something like an underquilt or anything like that, but it's kind of an enclosed thing. So you're basically just hanging your tent. So the idea I find interesting. The weight on them is too much like you're not, it's just going to be heavier essentially. But they do have one in the works that's meant for backpacking, and it's not, I want to say it's going to be out in 2025. So I don't know what the stats are on that, but let's assume that it's like within range of a tent or a hammock. Would you consider, assuming that you're going on a trip that's in like, in the tree line, would you consider bringing one?
I think I would. Like, I'm not a hammock guy.
Right.
But the way it looked like a tent and suspended you, it kind of looked like more comfortable.
Right.
But I do like a little bit of a bigger tent, because like your gear is still underneath you or in your tent. And I like having my gear in my tent just so nothing wanders off. So, that's my only.
Yeah, I don't know how much capacity they have for the gear itself, or if you put the gear down below and then you're in there and then you want to grab something. I mean, that's probably a hammock problem in general. I'm not a hammock guy, so because I'm above tree line a lot, but if I was in tree line, if we're going back to like the Red River Gorge like we did last year, I think I'd try one of these. I'd be into that.
It would be fun. Just to, I think it's unique enough now. It's, hasn't come out yet, so I think it'd be fun.
Okay. So we got a yes/maybe on that one. All right, what's your next one?
My next one. So we'll go with the one that we saw in our backpacking trip. It's a wearable sleeping bag. So the one I looked at was made by.
Oh my gosh, dude! You gotta be kidding! You're bringing up. We've talked about all these things. All right, go ahead.
I know. It's still weird, but this one's the Handani, a wearable sleeping bag, and it's like alien. So your face, it pulls over, and so it has like the alien eyes built into it.
Okay, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, so it's $96.29 on Amazon. The other one was a Exped wearable sleeping bag, but they cut out the bottom, and that one was like $149. So it's like a giant parka, because your arms could still be out and your feet don't work, but like
they cut out the bottom, like the butt part, like there's like a butthole.
Not the butt, not the butt, the foot, like the foot. Sorry, the bottom of a sleeping bag would be the foot to me. So yeah. So those are the ones that, like, I don't know. Like, I get people wore it. We had one guy wear it, said it was amazing. But these were for more walking. Like, they were advertised as more, you can just wear it so you're not carrying it. And so it lightens your backpack. Do you think I should get it now that I want to get my pack under 30 pounds?
Well, I reviewed one, and I own one for a little while, the Silk Bag, a few years ago. And this is one of those things where you put it on, your dog starts barking at you and wants to like attack you. So if you bring your dog with you, I would say no.
It's like the dog suits that the sheriff departments use, where the dog is like attacking them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. So here's the thing, man, is like the concept of just like it's cold outside, you have something really warm on, you just want to like keep it on and then start hiking. That to me makes a lot of sense. The part that doesn't make sense is when you actually go to sleep and you want to like curl up in something. It's not really curl upable. You're just like laying down, right? And you're just wearing, in a snowsuit basically. So if that doesn't bother you, then I'd say maybe, but for me, no. What do you got?
It would bother me. Like I like sleeping sideways and kind of curled up. So
you can still sleep sideways with it, right?
Well, I mean, you can, but you can't. I don't know. Like I like blankets over me and heavy blankets over me, so it just would feel weird to me.
So you want an extra blanket with this thing?
I want a weighted blanket.
I don't think that's on the list of the weird backpacking gear that really exists. An ultralight weighted blanket.
It comes in at 6 ounces.
Right. Next one I've got is this. Okay, this one, again, getting pummeled with advertisements and little videos showing how amazing these things are. I think there's multiple companies that make these. So I don't know if this is the only one or if this is just the one that I found when I searched. It's called Skinner's Original Comfort Sock Shoes.
So is it socks or shoes?
Sock shoes. It's like a sock, but it's got some sort of like coating on the bottom where like, to me, it looks like tar.
Yeah, like your truck bed paint.
Yeah. And so you could walk around. It like replaces the sandal, it replaces the croc, it replaces some things there. So it looks comfortable to walk around at camp, and it's like looks substantial enough on the bottom side where it's like if there's like little rocks or pine needles, it's not going to bother you. Yeah. But yeah, they're clearly meant for around camp or around the house, I suppose. So here's the catch is that I'm like, okay, I might be into these. They're 8 ounces for the pair, so that's on average your Crocs are going to weigh 12 ounces for the pair, so you're going to save quite a bit of weight there. It's more than like those ultralight sandals, but they're $75 on Amazon.
That's what I was trying to say. I think you can make your own because I think they make those like you can dip your like tools in and coat them and protect them. They have like truck bed liner spray, so you can just take socks and spray them. I think you should do this. I think you just try making your own.
Okay. Well, where do you buy the spray?
I think Harbor Freight has it. Home Depot, Walmart, Lowe's. Like it's pretty popular.
Wait, if I go to Walmart, I can buy truck bed spray.
I think you can. Yeah.
And then so you just put like so you just kind of find an old pair of socks and then you just kind of hose them down with the spray.
Yeah, or if you want to get a new pair of socks and hose them down too.
Oh well, if you I don't. Okay. All right. Maybe I'd be interested in trying. That sounds interesting to try it. Okay.
Or go to Goodwill and get them for like $1, and then get the spray.
Well, if an old pair that you're gonna throw away soon is free, right?
Yeah, but if it has holes in it.
Okay, here's the thing: is the ones I saw were like calf length socks, and so if you did the ankle socks, that's even lighter weight. So maybe you could shave some weight.
You just spray the bottom of your foot, and then you're super light.
Oh, how long does that last? You think?
Maybe forever. I don't know.
Did you know that if you get a tattoo on the bottom of your foot, like it'll eventually wear off?
Because it sheds, right? Like your skin. I mean, that's kind of
but all your skin sheds. Yeah. It's always shedding skin cells. I don't know. I just like the fun fact.
I don't recommend anyone spraying the bottom of their feet. Horror story came from one of my friends where he put his feet in acetone because he had paint on them, and he soaked them too long, and toenails came off, and it dried up all his glands. So now he has to sleep with like plastic bags on his feet to help him sweat. So just side note there.
Like forever, he has to?
Yeah, that's what he said. Like
what?
Forever. Yeah, I didn't know that. So it like terrifies me of like, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was,
like terrifies you to the point where you wouldn't even trust spraying the bottom of your socks because that stuff could seep into your foot.
No, I just wouldn't spray the bottom of my foot thinking that would happen.
No, but even the socks, like what if, because there's a very thin layer of sock between truck bed stuff and your foot, right?
Yeah, but just put some cardboard in? I don't know. Like now you're making them padded.
Cardboard. Now cardboard. It's less comfortable. Now you're wrecking it.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, we had a good idea. Took it a little too far.
No, but I think your idea. I might try that. That's a really good idea. It's kind of a DIY sock shoe. All right.
Yeah, you should.
We can't officially recommend you doing that at home because we don't know if that's a good idea or not. But it is creative, at least. All right.
Yeah.
So, what's your next one?
All right. My next one is: have you heard of the XD BYOB. And so it's made
you
by
just
the
said
Vargo
a bunch of
company.
letters. I don't know. What am I supposed to have heard of?
I know. So it's the Exoti by Vargo. and it's BYOB, which means bring your own backpack. And so it's a frame with basically like straps on it. And so you can bring your own backpack and it has a frame. Now, what would you pay for this if it's just a frame, like a metal frame and like, rock climbing harness basically on your back?
Vargo makes titanium cook pots and stuff.
So what do you think this would cost?
So you basically put like a satchel, like attach it to the frame. Is that right?
Yeah, like you could get your laundry basket and carry it, or a Walmart bag and carry it, or a garbage bag and carry it, and then now you got a frame.
Cool. I kind of like that actually. Well, Vargo's not a cheap company, so I'm guessing it's going to be $100.
$225.
Okay.
When you see it, it's like a rock climbing, like basically just straps for a backpack. So
I feel like I just went shopping at Whole Foods. I feel like I look at something at Whole Foods, I'm like, how much does that cost? And then you're like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'll come up with the price that I think it should cost. Then you got to double it and then add $10, right?
Yeah. Right. Like you're thinking Trader Joe's price and now you're going to like Whole Foods, Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So is that something you'd bring? Like you're not even buying a backpack, you're just buying a frame.
Okay, I got to look that one up. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I would be interested if it wasn't so expensive. I'd be interested in trying one out, just to have like a ridiculous, like put your laundry basket on. Like I like that idea. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, something funny. Or like, could you strap your kid and have your kid carry something for you?
Like strap your kid to the frame while your kid's holding something?
Yeah. Your kid could be holding something.
Of course. This next one kind of opened my eyes a little bit to the world of Temu. Have you been on that website before?
I know people that swear by it and have the app, and
I don't know anybody.
Yeah, they get excited. They're like, look I bought this thing and it was like 45 cents and it like lasts like 2 days.
Oh, does it last for a couple of days?
It's probably leaching so many chemicals.
My thought is that like,
I don't know,
a good chunk of the gear you buy there would be broken out of the box.
Yeah, there's probably that too, but I don't know. They bought like pizza cutters and stuff and swear by it and thought it was cool.
Pizza cutter? Like lead pizza cutters?
Maybe. I get nervous about that stuff.
Okay. All right. So this one is a I don't think they're the only company that makes this. Portable sports chair, where basically like it's an exoskeleton of attached legs. So you have like these metal bars that go down the backside of your hamstring and calves.
I saw that.
And you're just walking around, and then when it's time to sit down, it like firms up into a frame, and you just sit.
I think I texted this or emailed this to you like 2 years ago. Maybe
probably.
A year ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So this would be good. I'm trying to think of like who the target market for backpackers would be. This would be good for the friend that you guys bring that's like always taking rest stops, or
just
Ben on our last trip was moving really fast and then like stopped a lot to wait, and so he was like sitting down a lot.
That would probably be. Well, no, I had the bear canister, so I just sit on that.
Okay.
So yeah, I had a couple guys with me. They probably would have liked it. Just a quick sit. If it's attached to you, like, can you still fall off it? Because like you're kind of like it's attached.
I think it just moves with your legs. It's kind of like what we talked about with like the exoskeleton, like the leg helpers.
Right.
We were talking about that with Dan Durston and how like a couple companies are making that. This is kind of the opposite, where it's just like it's not helping your legs. It's just adding weight to your legs, but then it provides more sitting capacity.
Right. So I'm thinking like if you have that and it helps you sit better or more, could you just not bring a tent or a sleeping bag then? Like, you don't need it because you can just sit there and have it.
Yeah, correct. No. What? Okay, how much do you think this costs on Temu, though?
Was it on Temu? Well, they're known for cheap stuff and cheap just meaning cheap prices. Yeah. $75?
Hey, pretty close. So when I looked it up earlier today, it was $87.72.
Oh.
And then I went to show. So this is online on my computer. Yeah. I went to show my wife later on in the day. I was like talking about it, and then I clicked on my phone, and it was like 50 something, and then there was like a discount, or buy it right now for 20 something. So I don't know which price is correct.
You should have bought it right then, $20.
I know. Well, I'm still thinking about buying it just because I've never bought anything. But I will say, so here's what opened my eyes. Like I was just to get onto the site. So like I found the advertisement for it. I clicked on it, so now it should take me to the site. It was like pop up, and you couldn't close them down. You had to like play a little spinny game, and it took a little bit just to get onto the site. And I was like, so by the time I was finally on the site, I was like annoyed at the website.
Oh, you got to go through the app.
How does that work?
I don't know. I think you got to go through the app. You must have accept all cookies. Don't accept the cookies too.
I don't even think they asked me. I think they just hacked into my computer. They probably have my banking information
hacked. Now you're gonna see little Temu on the bottom corner.
Let me ask everybody out there: if you have experience with Temu, if you buy something from them, does it come with like a spy balloon? Does that like kind of start floating over your house?
Get all your information. Oh my
Those
God.
big white ones that look like a drone.
Yeah. Got a free balloon.
Yeah. We're going to have all these linked in our show description, by the way. So if you really are interested in any of these things, then even as like a joke gift. So like I could I'd be happy to buy the portable sports chair exoskeleton for Derek, who does a really good job sitting down. So
if anyone wants to buy Carl the BYOB,
yeah, whatever that
have
is.
fun.
Do you have any more?
That's the Vargo thing. Yeah, I got two more or one. Okay. Yeah, I got one more.
I got one more.
Okay. So mine is have you ever like wanted multi-tools, Carl?
I have the multi-tool glove.
Like
I made one.
Yeah, that's exactly that's my gear. The multi-tool glove. I don't know what you're selling it for yet or not, but no, I'm just kidding. I just was trying to get oh my gosh, you do have it right there. It's always right next to you.
It is.
You're so proud. Every time you hold it up, it's like you're holding it up like the Lion King. Like, look at this glove I made.
I know. I just think it's funny when we suggest it to serious people like Dan Durston and ask them to take it seriously.
I don't
know why it's funny to me. It's funny to me though.
It's up there with your 1-inch knife.
Yeah.
So mine comes in. This isn't a glove. So my actual item comes in at 1 pound, 11 ounces, and it's the Rab Group Shelter.
Rab?
So Rab, RAB.
That's a big company.
Yeah. And so it's basically a tent, but it comes in at a pound. So you just set it up, and the picture just shows everyone's huddled inside of it. Like, you remember in kindergarten, you used to play you probably still do at your school, the parachute?
Yeah. Oh, I do that with friends. Like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically like that, but it's actual shelter, but you're sitting in it like huddled. But it's $95.
Okay. 95 for Rab? Their jackets are like 3 times the price.
Yeah. So it was on the backcountry.com website.
Okay.
So I don't know what it's made out of. It's not made to live in. It's not made to sleep in. It's just like if we're going out and weather becomes an issue, everyone doesn't want to go to their tents. They want to be social. So you sit inside this group shelter, has a window, and hang out.
This just sounds like one of those little tents that you bring to the beach to get like out of the sun or out of the.
No, it's fully enclosed.
Okay.
Fully enclosed.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And there's like 2 vents on the back that I think make it breathable because it'll probably get super hot in there. I don't know if it is or not, but yeah.
Okay. I'll have to check that out. I'm going to say maybe on that one. Like, depends on the trip. If it's like a car camping trip, one for a long day hike, I don't know, maybe.
5-star review on it. Works well for our family hikes in the mountains in all kinds of weather.
Okay.
5+ 2 dogs. It's generous.
All right. Well, I got one last one, and you already gave it away. You already said it. So now it's not very climatic, but I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but there's a 1-inch knife out there that's not very much money on Amazon, and it is weird because it's so small, but it works for things like cutting tape, if you need to shorten or reduce the Band-Aid size, or open packages, or really, lance blisters. Like, it works for all those things, and you don't need to have a Rambo blade to do all those things. So
has anybody needed to use a knife to open a package in the middle of backpacking?
Like one that doesn't have like a tear off kind of thing?
I think every package I've used has a tear off thing, but which?
That's a really good question.
You made it sound like you're opening like your Christmas packages or something in the
woods. well, you laugh at that, but we did have the White Elephant gift exchange on one of our Patreon trips last year. So take that, Ben. Yeah. So I'm going to say yes, there is a scenario.
All right.
Okay. That's all I got. I had a lot of fun looking these things up, and I might use a couple of things, or because of your suggestion, make one. So, you have anything else?
There you go. No, I think it's good. I was thinking about your chair idea. If you just attached to pants somehow and had tools on your pants too, so just the glove,
like a tool belt, portable sports chair.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. If you think of the portable sports chairs like a canvas, we can definitely add all sorts of things to it, right? So
yeah,
I'm thinking about just buying it. Like I don't want to buy it for $87, but if I can get it down like below 50,
it sounded like it was $20.
Good investment for yeah. Well, that's on. I don't know if that's real, but I might get it.
You should, because then you do need the chair. Like I always have to bring a chair in when we podcast from my daughter's room, and if I had that, I just could just wear it. Wear my chair.
Super comfortable for 40 minutes, I bet. Super.
Have to get some pads.
That's right. All right. Well, dude, good stuff. Okay, so yeah, we'll have the links in the show description if you're interested in checking any of these things out. We've got weird gear trivia coming up right after this. Do you struggle with joint pain, breathing at altitude, uneven terrain, or simple exhaustion? Then it's time to up your trail game, folks, with our good friend Rowan from Summit Strength. He's got a specialized program that will be just right for you to conquer your next adventure. Don't be left behind by the group again. Get your hands off your knees, get your butt off the log, and feel good getting after it with Summit Strength. The link to your success is always in our episode description, but you can check out all the information you need at summitstrength.com.au/online. It's time to be strong and pain-free for your next adventure. All right, Weird Gear Trivia is brought to you by Teton Gear, which is not weird. Not only is this quality gear affordable, they've got some great deals going on right now with an additional 25% off. You can save double big at tetongear.com. And speaking of Teton Gear, I did email the winners for all the Teton giveaways. I emailed them last week, or I commented on YouTube, and so I gave them, I think, 3 days to claim their prize. Otherwise, I'm going to go down the list. So,
bad time to go backpacking. Yeah, bad time if you're one and gotten backpacking. So,
yeah. So, anyway, all right, Weird Gear Trivia. Here we go. 3 questions. Number 1.
All right.
How much does a 2-person portable emergency tent go for on the most annoying website of all time, which is, of course, Temu? Is it A, $8.66, B, $40, C, $100, or D, $105? 2-person portable emergency.
Yeah, I'm just going to say it's probably the cheapest one because it's emergency, cheap, $8. But you just wait.
What?
But then you said, I bet I could find it for $8, but it probably was listed for like 100 or 105, right? And then every time you click on it,
this is what I found earlier today when I was prepping for the episode.
Okay.
All right. So you think you could find a 2-person portable emergency tent for $8.66 on Temu? Are you serious?
It's probably just like 2 of those like emergency blankets like stitched together, right?
taped with Scotch tape, right?
Yeah. Let's go.
That is correct. You are correct. It is $8.66.
You're trying to throw me off. You're like, oh really? Oh my gosh. I was changing my answer there.
I think it's ridiculous. Yeah. It's so cheap. It's an emergency tent. It'll probably save your life in an emergency.
Yeah. The minute you open it up, it just tears.
Yeah, just exactly. All right, number 2. I haven't heard of this company either. The Musto Flex Lite hiking pad.
Oh yeah, those are really nice. Have you seen those?
I saw them today. Okay, sounds like you're gonna get this right. I've never heard of these. It's called a hiking. Oh, you are okay. It's called a hiking pad, and it's $160. It's a stretchy pad that has no description for what it's supposed to accomplish on the website. Like, I don't even know what it's for. But it's called a hiking pad that works great under wetsuits. Whatever that means.
Okay.
Okay. It looks like it squeezes a muscle in an unusual spot, like maybe a muscle that's not normally squeezed with things that you wear. So my question is, which muscle? All right. Here are the 3 options. A, knee, B, neck, or C, hamstring.
Well, can we classify that you think a knee is a muscle and a neck is a muscle, and none of those are muscles.
You don't think there's muscles in your neck? Are you serious?
They have names, like your triceps, your biceps.
Okay, what are the neck muscle names? Give me one.
Oh my gosh, is it a tripoid? I don't know.
That's why I didn't say the name. You wouldn't know what it was.
I might have, man. I heard it. Oh, all right. So just so we're clear, is you don't actually think those are muscles. You're just saying muscle groups that are located in those areas, right?
I'm not giving you any clues anymore.
All right. You said back was one, knee, right? Knee.
I didn't say back. I said knee, neck, hamstring. I only give you 3 options. Calm down.
Oh, let's go hamstring. I guess hamstring.
So obviously knee's not a muscle, so that eliminates knee. Yeah. And then I said that it goes under the wetsuit, so that eliminates neck. So that's why I see hamstring is correct. Yeah. So it's like a hamstring squeezer.
Hamstring, and out of all those, hamstring is actually the name of like a tendon. It's not even a muscle.
It's not a muscle?
I don't think it's a muscle, is it? I think it's like it runs fibers all the way. Yeah.
Is a hamstring a muscle? I feel like you're trying to throw me off, but I'm not falling for it because that's ridiculous. All right. Number 3. Which of the following gear items did Tesla have plans to invent? Nikola Tesla. The old guy from a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
A death ray. B, an invisibility cloak. Or C, flying shoes.
What was the first one?
A death ray.
Was it the death ray?
Yeah. Death ray. 3 for 3 is correct. 3 for 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And he tried to like sell it to military people that rejected him, so he never actually like built it. He had plans for all sorts of crazy things, including I think a time machine. And then when he died, the FBI came in and like confiscated all of his notes and papers and things. So I think there's got to be some sort of like time travel division at the FBI at this point. What do you think?
There's probably is. I mean,
would you want to work for the time travel division at the FBI?
I think so, but like if you time travel, like you can't really go back in time because then it like messes it up where if I go back in time to change something, well, then I'm not going to go back in time again to change it. So you can only go into the future.
No. That's where the FBI comes in.
Oh.
It's kind of like that movie Time Cop with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like, I'm going to go back in time. If you're going to try to, like steal something, do some sort of bank heist with, like, advanced tools, I'm going to go back and I'm going to stop you and I'm going to throw you in time jail.
Oh, okay. Yeah, or Back to the Future.
You wouldn't want that job?
Maybe. I don't know if I want to. Like, yeah. Because what happens if you get stuck there? Because there's like a comedian that like does it where it's like, all right, Carl, you're stuck back in the future, in the past.
There's a comedian that got stuck back in the future?
he does his stand-up comedy bit about that where like, say you get...
Are you going to try to copy him right now?
Yeah.
Are you going to try to be the stand-up comedian?
Yeah, no, that's why I credit it because I didn't want to be like, hey, look, I'm going to be funny here. And you're ruining it. But like, what if you get stuck in like the 1800s and you're trying to tell people like, hey, there's going to be cell phones. And they're like, okay, what's a cell phone? Well, they work off satellites. Well, what's a satellite? I don't know. I wouldn't be good for that.
Your premise is your mission in going back in time is to tell people about cell phones. I don't think that's...
No, I'm saying, what if you get stuck? Like, what if you get stuck? Like Back to the Future. Marty McFly got stuck. What if you couldn't find Doc Brown? Like,
then you just kind of hang out and you try to blend in and figure things out. Go to high school as like a 20-year-old.
Yeah, and then maybe leave some stuff so your family gets rich.
Yeah, if you want that. I kind of want them to work for I don't want them to just inherit stuff. Entitled.
Just give it to someone else. Make sure that they don't get this money ever.
That's right. Anyway, all right. So that was an interesting rabbit hole right there. Okay, tidbits. We've got. Right. I got a couple things here, but I think you should go first. So what was the comment? Somebody's dad left a comment about one of our episodes.
Yeah. So we had Dan Durston on, and
right.
If you haven't listened to the episode, you have to listen to it because Dan was, I think, purposely trying to create a wedge between me and you and Carl. So we split off, create different podcasts about backpacking so he can be on both podcasts and talk about his gear. Like, very smart. So his dad came on and said, a fun and interesting interview. As for the jokes about Ben as co-host, I'm Dan Durston's dad, and if that counts for anything, I give Ben a big thumbs up as a co-host.
Oh, that's nice.
Now to get, so I thought that was nice.
So you are you're trending with the target audience of guest dads at this point. Well done.
Yeah, I think that's good. And then I guess the reason you set this up is like, hey, have you read the Or the question is, his dad wants to pre-order your brilliant glove.
I know. And then I said, just send me a couple Snickers bars and I'll send you the prototype. And then I didn't hear back, but yeah. So should we start having dads on? We could have like Dan Becker's dad, Justin Outdoors dad, Dixie's dad. We could just kind of have all the dads on, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Crew Williams' dad. You know, I think we should gotta try it. Like just start surprising it and like hope that they have a good relationship with their parents.
What is the email titled? Would your dad be interested in coming on the podcast? And then we could ask, that could be interesting. Like, tell us the backstory about how they grew up and were always staring at the camera or whatever it was. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah. So
how did Dan create a tent? Did he watch you put up tents and realize that it wasn't working or what? Like,
how amazing was he at Legos?
Could do a separate lightning round for the dads.
That's right. That's right. That's hilarious. The dad lightning round. Okay, so we had a debate. I think it was in the last episode about you wanted to use pine cones to start a fire, and I said that you should use tinder first, and then you sent me a text which basically suggested that pine cones were great kindling, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Do you realize that you just confirmed that my argument was correct by doing that? Because you're supposed to use tinder before kindling. That's how you light fires.
But it's saying to use the pine cone. Yeah, but it says to use it to light it.
Kindling, you use the finest stuff first, the thinnest, light stuff. We had expert Joe Robinette on, who's like trying to teach us how to start a fire without a match. And he's like, you got to get the thin is kind of how he said it back in February. And that's tinder, not pine cone.
Oh, I would just light when I light a match, I just throw it up to the pine cone, start our wood stove on fire.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that by sending me the text, you're confirming that I'm right. So there.
All right.
Okay.
Don't even get me started. That trivia got me mad. Like the whole Les Stroud, Bear Grylls talk.
Dude.
I know, but it's still, it just. Okay. All right.
I got 2 updates. So let's see. Last Thursday we put out bonus episode, the 2025 Patreon trips, and we're gonna have signups at the end of this month. So you can, if you want to find out more, you can go on to Patreon if you're interested. And we've got 2 trips, like a possible bonus 3rd one, and even a possible bonus 4th one if I get enough interest. And I already have at least one person interested in that possible bonus 4th one. Anyway, so there's that, and then Derek update. He's kind of like a Sasquatch right now, where you like don't always see him or hear from him, and then like he kind of emerges and you're like, oh, there's Derek. Like you kind of point, you're like, I saw him.
Yeah.
So
I swear I did.
But I think he's coming back. The plan is we're going to start our 8th season the first Monday of January. He'll be back for that Monday. So that's the plan. Yeah.
Cool.
So more information on that coming. And for me, that's all I got. Got anything else?
No. Derek's coming back, so I guess, me and the dads, the guest dads will be listening in. We're excited for it, so it'll be good.
Is this like a woe is me kind of moment here? Are you like,
no, I'm saying I was saying me and the dads. I was making a joke. Oh my gosh.
We'll update on the Ben situation later. So if Ben's trying to garner support, don't worry, we got Ben's back.
Yeah, look for the GoFundMe at the bottom of the description of the.
All right. Have a good week and God bless everybody. I want to fly
around the world. Yo, B&B, it's Rock. And just reflecting on the weird things that I brought on the trail, I'd say that it would seem pretty obvious that the weirdest thing that I ever brought was a 5-pound weight, with no barbell. I mean, who brings a weight with no barbell, right? And just one. I mean, if you got to bring a barbell end to the other, but it was just a 5-pound weight. I thought that would be it, but upon further reflection, I think there's other things in there, including Master and Commander DVD, Lord of the Rings DVD, a thick concordance Bible, my passport. The other thing was thrashed by the trip. It was great. A tent stake that also doubled as a spoon, a chair with a big cup holder, the fish lure toilet seat. Didn't actually use it, but just carried it. A Nacho Libre mask, maybe not weird, a little more entertaining, but probably on the weird side. The sword's a bit weird, right? But I think probably the weirdest thing that I've ever brought was when I picked up a 15 or 20 pound piece of wood to take it to the campsite to burn, in the fire, because obviously when we got to the campsite, it was thickly wooded.